Our fifth and final race is upcoming, and we'll look at a very good group of conditioned trotters coming up here. And one of the favorites is Southwind Rome. This one will be sent out by trainer Paula Wellwood. She's been one of the most decorated conditioners on our circuit over the past few seasons. She learned her early lessons, of course, from her father, the late Bill Wellwood, a Canadian racing legend. She in turn has passed on some of her expertise to a former protege and a trainer that's making a name for himself on the circuit. His name is Nick Boyd.
I am loving every minute of where I'm at in life. There's no reason to stop. I guess I can still call myself a kid. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I love the business.
As a young trainer just starting out in the business, Nick Boyd has the responsibility that would make a veteran trainer sweat. With a stable of upwards of 20 horses, Nick is the first person in his family to tackle the horse racing game head-on. Having gained the respect from harness racing heavyweights like Paul McDonnell and trainer Paula Wellwood, Boyd's future in the game looks bright.
I was born into the business. My grandparents had bought a mare back in '74, and my father was never into it, but both my uncles trained and drove, more of a hobby thing for the family, and I kind of fell in love with the horses living right at the farm. During my early years of training, I only had a few horses when I was in high school, just doing them on the side afterwards, and then when I came to university, I never trained a stable bigger than 7 or 8. So I had one person working for me, lots of help from people around feeding in the morning for me, feeding lunch when I couldn't be there. So it was easy to balance. Since I've got this bigger stable, I actually had graduated university.
At such a young age, one of the big challenges for Boyd has been gaining the confidence of his owners and dealing with the pressure of showing immediate results.
It's tough. I'm unproven. There's never been anything I've done that will jump out for people to say, hey, this kid deserves a shot. Luckily, I've had owners like John Craig, the .07 Racing, Dean Towers, Tim Towers, and Vernster from out in Newfoundland. They've put some faith in me and put horses in my barn before anyone would. There's a ton of responsibility that goes with having more horses. There's a ton of responsibility that goes with having any horses. Just trying to keep owners happy is the main thing that I've found the toughest. Fortunately, we ran into some good luck. The horses have performed well, up to date. I'm having a better year than I would have ever had I not had these horses. But it's power in the numbers. You get a lot of horses going, the numbers go up. I'm not necessarily keen on having a huge stable. I don't think that's necessarily the best thing. I'd like to own more of the horses myself. It gives you a little bit more benefits at the end of the day. You dread coming into the barn in the morning and seeing horse sick, seeing horse lame. I mean, telling owners that they won't be racing this week, or telling owners that they're going to have to keep going for a few weeks paying bills before they can maybe see any of that investment back on a racehorse is tough. Owners want to see, they put the horses in your barn, they want to see the results. Paul McDonnell is like a father figure to me. He's this great guy. Words can't describe him. I met him when I was very, very young. His wife and my mother were friends from high school. Paul's always looked after me, treated me well. He's just a man you have to look up to. I've always looked up to Paula Wellwood. I worked at the Wellwoods, so it's hard not to want to follow in their footsteps with their success.
Things are on the rise for the young conditioner, and with the backing of friends like McDonnell and Wellwood, he's not far off from realizing his lifelong dream.